Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another episode of Kerbal Space Program. We are done with the garbage training scenarios, so now we're just going to do some of these other scenarios, which hopefully don't turn out to be garbage. We're going to skip asteroid rendezvous missions because that's what exactly the last two training scenarios were, and we couldn't get those done, so what's the difference? Maybe you just don't have the training pop-ups when you run it this way, but it's going to be, I think, pretty much the same thing. EVA in Kerban orbit. I think we can do this. Jebediah Kerban is on EVA about 40 meters away from the ship. So this should be pretty easy, actually. All we have to do is, I think, get back to our ship. So there's the ship. And then all we have to do is enable our rockets and go that way. That's really all we have to do. Let's see. It is just a very much balancing act of you go left and you go right. You go left and you go right. I haven't actually watched the movie Gravity. Be ready to press the F key is one thing. Now the hatch here is actually up here. Just roll a little bit this way, go a little bit down. There's the F key. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Down. Up. And then forward. I guess you could technically just be banging on the F key, but there's too many keys. There we go, board. F. There we go, grabbed and board. Oh no. There we go. Crawl up and board, and we're in. I didn't even do an EVA report while I was out there. Yep. And that's pretty much it. If there was more to the scenario, we didn't get any training or tutorial. We could look at our thing. We can, let's see, do a crew report for no science since it's already been done. We could aim towards that. We could go EVA again and do an EVA report. Sure, why not? I'm bored. But, yep. That's all that is just WASD shift and control. Very tiny movements. Not a lot of things that you have to do. Let's see. Now, unfortunately, this ship is not really equipped to land. Yeah. There's nothing here that would land you. Let's see. I'm going to turn RCS on. We've had this problem where we haven't been able to go forward with the RCS. So I'm going to press the H. I'm going to turn the SAS off actually. And just press forward. And it's not going to do anything, unfortunately. I don't see any RCS things. Yeah, I don't have any RCS things, so I can't even use that. So we can't even test that. We could, in theory, go to the moon, but that's about it. There's nothing more to do in this scenario, and there was no guidance. Let's see. It's just retrograde and fire. Oops. Apparently I do have parachutes though, so I don't have any fuel. Ooh. Was I out of fuel before? So there's no way down. What's our prograde? 150, a 150, yeah. If we were closer to 70, maybe you could nudge it into a degrading orbit, but yep, this was scenario. Won't even let you land. Well, main menu. Can't even end the scenario. The scenario that's a scenario can't even be ended. We could... so... There's no score being assigned. There's no real direction there. There's no real reason to do that. Effectively, this scenario is something that will just happen in the normal career mode, almost certainly. I'm a little confused as to what they're getting at here. If they're not gonna, like, if they were counting down the seconds of how long it took you to get in and assigning a score or a time for that, that'd be cool. If they wrote out the description of what you were supposed to do a little bit more, that'd be cool. But once you got back in the ship, there's nothing more you could have done with that ship. It didn't seem to have any fuel. I guess maybe I could have used RCS to try and degrade the orbit, but I doubt that it would have worked. No, I couldn't have because it didn't have any RCS. However, so I will say that scenario, million times more better. And I know that is not proper English. A million times better than most of the training things. It didn't teach us anything, but it didn't get in our way either, and it asked something very simple, just how to fly. Let's do impending impact. I didn't realize this was going to be this quick. The Moon 7 flyby spacecraft is heading straight for impact with the moon. See if you can avoid a catastrophe and get Jebediah back home. Alright. Hopefully this works. Is this gonna work? Or is this just gonna stay stuck here? Really? Really, game? You're gonna call this 1.0? When, look, I just reinstalled the game. I did nothing. I did the scenario. I'm trying to start a different scenario. It shouldn't have anything to do with it. The ship should be here, but it's not loading. It's just ridiculous. Maybe all the bugs will be in the training in the scenarios. I mean, I remember playing on the earlier versions of Kerbal Space Program and not having this much trouble. But man, you gotta get used to the quick save button. Let's point out what the quick save button is. Quick save and quick load. Most important buttons in the game. Let's see. Where is it? Okay, that's for flight. That's for vessels. Oh, so I wasn't even reading the right thing last time. Look at all these buttons. Wow. A lot of these buttons are the same things though. But man, look at all these buttons. You can run as a Kerbal with left shift. Like any scenario you're gonna need to run. That'd be kind of fun actually if they just made a really silly scenario where it's like, do a 1,000-meter dash on the moon as fast as possible, and they gave you a score. Make this more of a game, why not? Okay, quick save is F5, quick load is F9. So get used to that, or map those to different keys, but get used to using that a lot. It is auto-saving, which is not helping. Really, it's really weird that the auto-saving's not helping. It will help in the real game, but it's the auto-saving that is almost certainly making this crash and mess up. Check for updates on startup. I would highly recommend not disabling that. Yeah, and I don't see a way to disable auto-saving at all. So that is weird. Track IR support if you wanted to do that. They need to get a game working first before they start putting in support for other things. Well, that's gonna be the end of this episode. That scenario was great, was fine, perfectly fine, but this is gonna be a really short episode because the Kerbal Space Program just isn't ready. They need to I mean, it is probably terrible thought to actually do this, but they need to retroactively downgrade their version and just they should have never gone to a 1.0. It should have been 0.9 whatever. It doesn't matter how long the number goes. Saying this is 1.0 is not realistic. This game would never pass certification for any kind of console. It shouldn't pass any certification for any kind of service. If you were gonna say this was still early access on Steam, that's fine, but if this wants to say it's not early access on Steam, it should be disallowed. It's too buggy. Too many reinstalls. Already, I'm trying to do this game exactly like a brand new player would play it. The only difference I'm doing is I'm recording it, and if it's crashing because I'm recording it, that's still its fault, because I've recorded dozens and dozens of games that don't even have a clue that they're being recorded. So if there's some kind of anti-recording technology in there, take that garbage out, because now you've got videos on YouTube showing your game is buggy, and that's all I can do. That's all I can testify to is my experience. It crashed. Anyways, that's going to be the end of this episode. That's sad. I thought we were going to end on a happy note. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps me with YouTube. If you want to support me, and I would definitely appreciate the support. This is my only job, and it is takes a lot of hours and doesn't pay a lot. There are two ways you can support me. One is by clicking on my name, Rydo. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. Or you can click on the Amazon.com affiliate link in the description and just shop normally. If you want to friend or follow me on practically any social media, all those links are down below also. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.